last summer I interned with Helena Agri Enterprises in South Texas area. Um, the locations that I covered were surrounding Uvalde, Hondo, Jourdanton, and Pearsall, Texas. Through my internship, I surveyed a total of 17 different crops. Any the crops that I was looking at were cucumbers, cantaloupe, watermelon, onions, bell peppers, jalapenos, serrano peppers, mainly corn and cotton, and then grain sorghum, hay grazer, which is like a grass sorghum, coastal Bermuda, sunflowers, oregano, spinach, broccoli, and potatoes. Through a program that Helena offers that they call Agri Intelligence, I took 637 uh, samples over the course of the summer, and those samples were leaf samples from mainly cotton plants, but some dirt samples. But the majority of them were leaf samples from cotton plants. For every two samples that we took, it generated about $2,200 in sales. In Uvalde, I worked with Billy Wagner, who is the ag chemical version of Vince Lombardi. In the Uvalde area, cotton was definitely king. They had 55,000 acres of cotton planted. The concerns we had with cotton in the area were bollworms, thrips, flea hoppers, spider mites, whiteflies, aphids, and stink bugs, but the majority of the issues were from bollworms, thrips, and flea hoppers. This is what it looks like when a bollworm gets into a cotton boll. It basically eats the cotton before it dries out and turns into cotton. Uh, and then Billy's personal largest concern was spider mites in the corn and cotton. We used a couple different chemicals to maintain those, mainly Onager and Agromec. But we really didn't have to spray a whole lot of those chemicals because there were other beneficial bugs that took care of spider mites for us. 2,4-D, which is like Roundup, was used heavily on corn and cotton plants, but because most cotton plants are what's called 2,4-D ready or 2,4-D resistance or Roundup ready, but when the plant isn't resistant to Roundup or 2,4-D and it gets sprayed with it, it's going to look like this. They basically dry up and look like creepy little hands. We had a great corn crop that summer, although you can see that there are some bollworm and spider mite issues, but for the most part, there weren't a whole lot of issues. Uh, we were looking at about 77,000 acres of corn with an average of about 200 bushels to an acre. Uh, we saw pretty good corn yields. The high average was about 215 bushels to an acre, with a low average of about 80 bushels to an acre, and the farmers were getting about 360 per bushel. Down in South Texas, dove hunting's really huge, so they grew a lot of sunflowers. And just the dove hunting in the area generates about $500,000 in revenue in about 2 months. But that was the gist of my summer.